Howdy, 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 everybody. Brian here on August 25th, 2020. Time is 4:46 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my time, New York time. Just wanted to go over a few things. Today was a very negative day. Our trading bot did achieve its 1% trading goal right there in blue. So the bot is currently suspended until midnight for the following day on the start trading again on the 26. So before we get started, if you're interested in these topics, just come over to quantlabs.net. If you're interested about algo trading, see some of the solutions we got for Python, MotiveWave, quantlabs.net/DVD. And if you also want to learn about the service so you don't know anything about programming and technology, just come on over to quantlabs.net, Quant Analytics, to get the calls that this bot is going to start spitting out in coming days as we continue to drive profit for the last 5 trading days very happily, and a few negative days. Well, I've already explained that if you haven't seen it. So again, yes, earlier today I put up a video called Yay, 1% achieved again for cryptocurrency trading bot. So check out that video at Quant Labs channel on YouTube. Okay, so I've got my usual reports here to go over what you do in a negative day. Okay, these are really important here. Just so you know, we are going to look at some shorting opportunities. If you do like to short wherever you trade on, right now the crypto risk is very weak. These are for the big coins I like to track. Again, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, and Litecoin. They're all negative. Here, they have gone negative in the video. On the weighted average, actually, has gone negative as well. And the thing is, in this video, there was maybe a period of half an hour or an hour where the markets did go positive. And as predicted, I did achieve a 1%, as I just shown you. Everything went negative again. So if I kept trading, we would probably have a negative P&L for the day. So we don't want that. That's why we stopped trading. It's a form of very simple but highly effective risk management. Now let's take a look at some of these reports here that are automated through my Python scripts. I've got a Python course that shows you how to do these sort of things. But the only ones that are being shorted right now looking at is EOS, Monero, XMR, and Chainlink, or Link. You can see quite clearly these are when you get these sell signals. You can see it's dropping. XMR has gone negative. The Fibonacci levels are fairly tight. So here we are able to gauge our bearish signals using candle patterns. So we have one here yesterday on the 24th. So that's a strong short in my mind. Okay, and you can see here the negative bars coming in. The momentum has started to go negative as well. That could be temporary, but you got a big negative bar here, red bar. Definitely have dropped the momentum and so on. Now, Link has been an all-star, really. You know, you can see here going from less than $5 reaching, and that was just back in March, April, and it's gone all the way up as high as 20 bucks. So it's done an amazing return since that time, but it has dropped. We have a negative buy signal here, or sorry, negative sell signal. But here in Chainlink, this is a positive trend, but the problem is it's not as strong as it used to be. Okay, so what I'm saying is there's better coins to trade in. We'll hopefully see those in the other reports. So here is the Fibonacci levels just blown through our level 236 as well. And let's check out some. So we got a mixed bag here of a bearish signal candle as well, and a few bullish. But that's a mixed bag right there. But I would probably pay attention to the most recent one on the 24th. Now in here, we could see that Chainlink has declined, dropped off since probably a week ago. Yeah, and it's just gone down, and it's gone to quite negative momentum. As you can see here at negative, below -5. So something going on in the crypto space we don't like. That's pretty strong negative. EOS is another one. We got a sell signal here. It's been fairly flat. You can see this the negative trend here as well. Doesn't help out, as well as it's just really bottom fishing on the lowest level at the 786 level here on the Fibonacci. So this is one of those coins I just really has not excited me lately. It does have pockets of momentum, but you can see here this bar is another big loss. And these are big losses today. I reported them earlier in that video I just highlighted, but we still were able to achieve 1%. So that's quite an accomplishment, if you don't mind me saying. So on the long side, we can track, hopefully if you're new to this, we could track just with no filtering. We also filter on volume. We can also filter on trend. Now, when you start to get as many shorts as I just showed you, 3 of them, that shows you how negative the markets are. Here in the long, let me just see how many pairs we have. Well, let me just go through this. So this one, I mean, the guess mana doesn't have a whole lot going, but I have seen it perform in some of the spreadsheets. I'll probably show you that in a minute or in a little bit. But there was a buy signal here. I wouldn't really, I don't know. This doesn't really do a whole lot for me, but looking at this, we have a bullish signal 23rd, and a bullish signal on the 23rd again. Mind you, when you look at the latest market data, it's gone negative, the price. So who knows? See, it's gone negative. Everything's gone negative in the last 24 hours or so. So again, I wouldn't really pay a whole lot of attention to this, and I think that's it. So that's the long without the filtering. So now let's look at, let's see here. Let's do based on trend. Okay, so these are the ones based upon, as you can see here, trend line, slope. We have quite a few. Some of these may move, some of them may not, but these are in some form of order. If you've not seen these newer, they're not really coins, but they're more derivative, Ethereum bull. Not much happening here. I don't know why, it just doesn't really do anything for me. This one has been compound. We're talking. It's one of the other DeFi coins out there. I'm going to show you some things here, but compound has had a negative trend. Had a moment where it did go up, as everything did. Again, on that lower level of the Fibonacci, this is not a strong performer at all. We have Bitcoin, but Bitcoin has now got a sell signal. It's flattening out. If this continues, you can expect this. I can see this trend line slightly positive, but it may just go back to flat or negative. So who knows where that will go. As far as I could tell, the DeFi ones are the ones that are performing right now. If you want to watch that video, you'll see which coins did profit earlier today, as I said, in a pretty negative day. So again, we have XMR, we have the sell signal, gone negative, trend line. Again, it's hit a peak and then it started to drop off. I don't know what more I can tell you there. Here we have Dash. Dash has not been a very exciting coin here. Beginning of the year, it moved up. It hasn't really done anything. Very negative trend line. The Fibonacci, again, just beaten down. But Bitcoin Cash has trended pretty good positively, but again, when you see these sell signals, it just shows you so much weakness in the market. There's not a lot of opportunity here. Okay, so again, you have this is Zcash. So here's a rare one. You have a buy signal here, but still a negative trend. If anything, this may perform. I don't know. Ethereum, it's just, I don't know. It's just not going anywhere. 2 to 400. That's a big move. Has a sell signal. Drop in there. You can see this negative trend line now. Beaten down. Let's see what else we got here. Neo just doesn't really do anything for me. Uh, it's just really kind of just been flat for a very long time since, what are we talking, a year now? Has not recovered at all. I'm just surprised that Binance keeps it on there. Litecoin's another story as well. Had a little rise back in a year ago. Did perform pretty well yesterday, but it's still overall has a very strong trend line negative. And here has been our previous winner. Now, this is a classic example that I've talked about. Just so you know, because I like to be nice, we have here the webinar that I put up that's 3 hours long. I talk about this situation, what's going on in the market. This is an example of what I talk about in this webinar. What I speak of, let's get back to my word here. Here we go. What I speak of is this exact situation. We have this coin, Band USDT, moves up starting in July, goes from $2 all the way up to $7.15. So let's say it's 7-time return, okay? Is my math correct? Yeah, it would be, hopefully. But it's up until, we'll be able to see it, up until a few weeks ago, and it's been dropping since. So what will happen is Binance will add this to the futures market. Guess what? You want to get a really good performance, you got to be in these moves before they get listed in the futures market. You have to be active looking for these high-powered, high-performing coins. This is another DeFi one. And you want to be in this range right here to get in on this action if you're going to hodl before it gets listed on the futures market and that opportunity gets lost. So you get more coins added to the futures market in Binance, but they just don't perform as well as they used to. Okay, and this is an example where up until a few weeks ago it was doing good, and here we have a sell signal, and who knows, by the looks of it, it's dropping already from 15 to $10, so it's already dropped 1/3. So that trend is still strong, but personally, this is one of those coins that don't really excite me unless things turn around somehow for that coin. So you start to focus on other coins. Here we have Ethereum Classic. This one is why I added to those big five, because this seems to hang in there with some kind of activity. It's got a slight trend here since April, March, and it's done not great, but it's hanging on to some form of profit despite this negative trend. Okay, so it's hanging out in the lower end of these Fibonacci levels, but will it move is the question. Now here's a coin that excites me as well. When you compare this coin, Kava versus Band, you got here back in July, $1 goes up 500%, got a sell signal. But here's the problem. You got one pullback here in late July, we got another pullback here, and the question is, will this coin recover? Okay, this is what we need to figure out, and it's very hard to determine that. So that's why I have the bot that I have, and does what it does to achieve what it does. Gets that 1% a day, as I've highlighted here, over the last day, in a very negative day. So it's winning, but here Kava is still positive trending, and these are the coins that I like to focus on. But the question is, will this coin pull back or recover from this pullback? And when you compare it to like a Band, has it dropped as much? And by the look of it, maybe 20%, but not 30%, and it still maintains its positive trend. So here, it's at the top level of 236 level in the Fibonacci, and will it continue? But it really depends on the overall market. Here's a strong one that's done fairly well. This is, again, a very strong one that's done okay. Waves. I've done fairly well in the last few days with Waves. Always comes out and rescues me in bad situations. Negative trend, but here's one of those examples where you can ignore that. Very random types of trading. But at $1 early June, and it goes up to 4.5 times, okay, and it's dropped back. When you got to compare these dropbacks, which is not dropping back or pulling back as far as compared to the band of a 30%. But again, it's that negative trend you got to be very careful of. Okay, so here's another one. OMG. OMG is doing really well. You can see here it has dropped back a bit, but overall it's still fairly strong in the market. But you see what's going on. That may drop and pull back the trend to negative. But so far, this could bounce back, the OMG, okay? Again, all these coins are in USDT. Atom, here's another one that's been very strong, slight negative, has been doing really well, gone from, let's say, $2 all the way up to $8, approached $9. So that's almost 4.5 times. Okay, and that's since July. These are the kind of coins I like to be part of. This one's performing as well as OMG as well, which is part of the futures market. So you do get the occasional coin that is a mature coin, part of the futures market, that do well. But how do you know unless you know what to look for? You can't go through the 30 plus or the 125 plus coins listed in the Tether market on Binance. But as you can see, Atom's done pretty good. And should we be concerned about this negative trend? We don't know. I think this could continue to perform and move up. I don't know. That's how I'm looking at it. Here's Link. We already talked about this. This has dropped 0.25%. So it still has a fairly strong trend line. So this may continue to move up as the market overall recovers. All right, so we got QTUM. QTUM's another one. You can see here it's had a slight move up, negative trend. This has moved up but not as much compared to the other ones I've just shown you that are moving 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. EOS we already talked about, just beaten down. I think a lot of the higher performing coins will eventually get more volume. So we're going to look at that report as well. So we're going to look at the longs considered based on volume now. So the first one I never really liked, but look at this. BAT. Gone from 10 cents all the way up to 4.5 cents. So that's since April. It's gone up 4.5 times, dropped back a little bit. How much does it drop back? Maybe 10%. So this momentum may continue because it's not, the pullback is not as far as, let's say, the chain link. But we'll look at what are the better performing coins over the last few days because we have a crypto rank in the spreadsheet. So here, slight negative, really strong momentum here, but it has dropped about, what was it, 10%. But fancy, we're starting to get some calls here. Not bullish anything lately, okay? So, but you can see there's this big bar here. Did reach that 70, and I have to repeat here, why are we seeing the markets dropping? You might think it might be the RSI for this coin. It's not. Basically what's going on is the markets were doing well a month ago when the US dollar was dropping. Gold was doing well, silver was doing well. But now the US dollar is starting to recover. People are starting to put money into that currency. And as a result, all the other coins in crypto, the crypto space kind of suffers from it. So that's really one of the big reasons why we're seeing this in the last week or so. Okay, so you can see this big drop here, another big drop. Okay, so this has dropped 10%. Will it drop further? A key, obviously, is when we start to see the momentum drop below zero. Now, this is another coin that's done well. It's been a steady rise up from 0.1 to 0.7. So what's that, a 700% return? Extremely strong momentum here. This one looks pretty good. It hardly has received a hit. So this one, Len, may do pretty good long term. Look at that bar yesterday, and that was another negative day. This negative bar, nowhere close to what it could have been. Pretty strong momentum here. It is at the 70. But this one may be one of the winners to trade right now with the minimal negative bar here on the most recent. So do consider that. Here's a new one that just got added to Binance JST. This is another DeFi coin. Not doing too good. It's got a negative trend here. Negative, bullish, bullish. So not doing too good. I don't know if it's not enough volume, but I did look, and it was supposed to have fairly strong momentum compared to the other newer ones that I highlighted yet again in this video here. I put up August 24th webinar video, and again, that's going to get pulled down tomorrow because this covers a lot of topics you just don't want to miss. And as I said, I'm going to pull that video down from YouTube and put that only available behind my paywall for my customers. Moving on here, we got just not looking good for this coin. These are the sort of things coins need to do well to stay on Binance. So we have XLM. Again, we have a sell signal, negative trend. This one has been a very kind of a defensive coin, and it could surprise you on how well it does. So we have a bearish here signal. So that's something I wouldn't be too excited with. But this drop is not too bad. It's been a short, steady rise up from let's say 3 cents to 11 cents. That's a good ride up again from April compared to other ones that have done really well. It's kind of gone flat since beginning of August. So this is one of those that don't really excite me, but you can see this drop here. XRP, people think, oh, this is an awesome coin. Compared to the ones I've just shown you, this is like, why bother? It's a big coin. Again, a negative drop or negative trend. Been really battered down for quite a while on the price here since really hasn't performed. I mean, it's gone from a penny to 3 cents, which is pretty good, 300 time return, but you got other coins that have done much better, and it's just been hammered since last year in June as well. So let's see here, looking for any signals here. Nothing. Oh, yes, it's a bearish signal here on the 24th, so don't know what to tell you. Okay, what else do we have here? Do we have any other coins? XRP, blah, 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 blah. Matic is another one that's been flat. This one can do okay. It has a a positive slope. Not as strong as something like Chainlink, but it's But this is an odd one that can do okay. Nothing to brag about. But here's the situation. Up signal, or sorry, an up bar on the 23rd, and then what a gain, it just dropped again. So, you win some and lose some with this coin. We have ZIL. ZIL's an interesting one. From May, from 5 cents to 25 cents, that's a 500% return. Or sorry, 0.005 to 0.025, but it's 500% return. But again, that example of the other coin I showed where you have this leg up, gets added to the futures market, and just doesn't, I mean, it's done fairly well from, let's say, 0.01, I don't know, 17 to 0.027. So it's done okay. I'm not complaining. But we have a negative trend. Staying above the 236 level for the Fibonacci. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you here. So we have the same problem as XLM or Stellar. Nice rise up 2 days ago, dropped back yesterday in the last 24 hours. This is a tough one to trade. Cardano was doing really good a few months ago. From, let's say, just under 0.05, maybe 0.04, all the way up to 0.15, has stopped rising about early August and has just dropped back. So I don't know if this will come back. I don't know. Cardano's, it is a highly traded by volume. If you look at CoinMarketCap, but look at that drop here. So there are some better coins to be part of, but again, I can't. Wow, look at that negative drop. That's pretty steep. So there are, as I said, there's one coin that looks pretty good, but I base a lot of it on trend. Look at this one. This one's done well. From June, well, from 0 all the way up to 0.002 to 0.00, close to 0.25. Here, a nice 30% in the last few days. So this may continue to move up, but it has its slight negative trend. But it's everything's so random. It's hard to say. But this one's definitely potentially is it in play. Let's see here. No, I would say that's a negative bar. This may move up again, but it may also, based upon its historical pattern, it may drop back again. Tough game to play, but I play it differently now, and I'm winning at it with the 10%. Now I've talked about Doge a lot. Just one coin I just will not touch. I don't know if it's worth talking about, because this is definitely a pay-to-play coin. You get Elon Musk, give him some money, and he'll tweet it, goes up, and then it drops back. It's just one of those things that could be manipulated. Vet has been a disappointment lately. June, May, just under 5 cents, 0.005, all the way up to 0.2, so 2 cents, and that's 4-time return, but it hasn't been performing as well. But if you ask me in June, July, this is definitely a very strong coin. You can see here why, and it's gone flat since, as has the trend. So I don't know if this is another one that's predictable to move as well. Oh dear. But the funny thing is, it's not dropping as much. So that's a good sign of that. That's V-chain for those that follow that. Again, this drop here, gone to its negative momentum. Tron, ugh. You got from a penny all the way up to 0.3. That's a pretty good rise up. That's since April. So this is kind of a surprising one, but it's just not spiking as you'd want. But you never know. This is how the markets work. I'm just looking for if there's any signals here from the candles. No, I'm not seeing any signals here. So who knows where this goes. I think there's just better coins to trade. IOST, nice steady trend from 0.02 to 0.08. Barely moved down. That's good. These slow and steady ones might be pretty good to be part of for a hodl. It has barely moved down, so this might be an okay one. Let's see here. IOST. That's had its negative, but the momentum is still positive, which is good. So there's potential there. So there's those. So let me introduce you to the spreadsheet I talked about. I know it's a lot. There's a lot of coins out there, folks. So if I look at, let's just see what directory I'm in. Okay, so what I'm going to show you now is the spreadsheet. There we go. So let her load up. I think we're done with Word. Yes. Just got to free up some memory here. Okay, so here comes the spreadsheet. This is an important one. Doesn't have all the pretty, being sarcastic, the pretty charts. But the spreadsheet reveals a lot as well. I'm not sure if this will include the DeFi coins. Again, all I can tell you is just watch this webinar. I do cover the DeFi coins. You'd be surprised on one of the big movers right now. But I do believe these are from the futures market. Sorting on slope. Large, Z to A. Okay, here we go. So these are the ones that have done really good. And it's confirmed what I saw yesterday. So when you factor in the top coins that are moving really well, it's these ones. YFI, Maker, and DOT. Okay, so they've had the strongest slope. BTC's doing pretty good. SNX has been a strong one. I'm not seeing SNX perform as well. SXP, band I talked about. Link is not much. So if you are a big follower of Link, bear in mind you got to know about the DeFi movement, and these three coins are part of those, and they're performing really good. Okay, BNB, BNT, Tezos, and maybe Kava in here as well. Lend has done well. RLC, LRC, Ren, Theta did okay yesterday with a 10% move. So those are the top 19 coins, and I've also talked about Mana and ZRX. So these are your best performing coins lately. Okay, you're not seeing the traditional coins. The only one that might be traditional is BTC, Bitcoin. Everyone else is not part of that. It's all these new generation. I did a whole video on that as well, right here. New generation of crypto coins outperforming lately. So that's what I talk about in that video. That's again on YouTube. Okay, so be aware that these coins are moving. My system's not trading them as much because they just don't have certain criteria my system used. They're probably still fairly volatile, which we're now going to look at. See which ones are the most volatile and which ones are the least volatile. So that would be, here, sort A to Z for the least, let's do least volatile right now. And that would be standard deviation. Okay. So these are the least volatile. Surprisingly, here's your stable coins. I've talked about these before. And for those on the podcast, it's including TUSD, PAX, USDC, BUSD. Okay, those are the least volatile. There's a new one as well that's been added to Binance as well, is DAI as a stable coin, and that's for the DeFi guys. And then here, the least volatile after that is Doge. Well, it's been very flat. BTC, XRP, XMR. For me to say XMR is in there as a least volatile, I think that's because it's been strongly trending. XMLR, Maker, out of all of those coins, for me to say, out of the DeFi movement, this one's performing. This one's called Maker. It's been out for a while. It does perform relatively well. And for me to say it's somewhat, not a lot of volatility, this says to me this is probably a good one to hodl if you got that trend. Again, Litecoin, and again here you have another anonymous coin, Zcash, KNC Dash, Ethereum Classic, and then Ethereum. Those are rounding out to the top 19 as the least volatile. So let's go in and then see which ones are the most volatile. And I bet you it's going to be probably the newer coins. The newer coins I just mentioned that seem to be performing with a strong slope. And yep, that's what we got. We have the Ethereum bull, which I don't really consider for anything. And this is why my system won't trade these, because they're highly volatile. Which ones are they? DOT, YFI as predicted. That JST I mentioned earlier, CRV is another one. SXP, SRM, Kava, Matic, and RLC. So these newer coins are volatile, which means they're not as mature. We got Mana, Band, BNT, T-Fuel, and Ren, BSV, surprisingly. Well, that makes sense. Algo and Lend. So these are good performing coins, but you got to know when to get in on those, because if you get in at the wrong time, you're going to lose. So that's why this bot's now doing. And it's trying to stay away from those volatile coins, but at the right time, it will trade them when the momentum allows. So that's why you might want to check out the service I've got, Quant Analytics. Now, I'm going to be blunt. If you're using these so-called web services that allow you to build trading bots and you don't see these trends, you're not staying on top of them, you're probably losing, because either you're thinking, I'll get decent performance out of the mature coins, like the big ones, like the Bitcoin Cash, the Litecoins, the Bitcoin Cash, and the Bitcoins and the Ethereums, and you think, I'm going to get performance out of those using just a generic bot. That's not the case, because what's been happening is they've been flat. I've just showed you that. But on the other hand, there are the DeFi coins which are doing pretty good at the right time. And if you're trying to play those coins, you're probably going to lose, because as I said here in the spreadsheet, it just shows you that they're highly, highly volatile. So the timing is critical here, and that's what we got here with this bot, and that's why it's getting now these 1%, because these are the trends that I'm seeing. So again, if you want to know more on how to sign up to this thing, just go over to quantlabs.net/quantanalytics. There's a video there explaining how it works. Really important that you understand this, because the timing is critical. Understanding when things go flat, as the big coins are, and you are truly missing, most likely missing out on the performers, okay? And when you think they move, they're also volatile, which means you're probably losing out on them when the timing is not good. So we'll leave it at that. If you want to learn more about those coins, a couple of videos, as I highlighted before, that you can watch. Again, watch the webinar. It's going to be removed tomorrow. It's unlisted, as you can see. And then the new generation of crypto coins I've talked about that are performing lately. But if you get the wrong time, you're going to lose. Okay, so if you want more about the algo trading, just go over to quantlabs.net/DVD. If you want to learn more, just go over to the website, quantlabs.net, sign up, and get in on the email. That's about it. We'll leave it there. Thanks for watching, and we shall talk to you later. Have a good day.